Hello, thank you so much for clicking on this video. I'm Hallie and I'm going to talk to you about the books I read in July. Today is actually July 25th, so the month isn't over, but these are library books, so I gotta return them today. So I'm talking about them today. I'm reading a couple more right now, but I'm probably gonna finish them this month, but I'll just include them in next month's video. So yeah, everything I picked up happened to be romance books because I just went upstairs. All the YA fantasy was downstairs, and before I could go back downstairs, I already had a ton of books. So everything is romance. So just so you know ahead of time, um, I would have read more in this month, but I've only been reading for kind of 10 days because the whole beginning of the month I was just watching Wimbledon, so I didn't read at all. So it's not that many books. And I'm gonna start with the book I didn't like first, The Flat Share. This book just took me a long time to get through, and I feel like that's why I didn't really read that much this month. So I didn't like this book. I don't recommend it, but I am conflicted because she's a female author. I want to support women, but I just have to be honest and like what I didn't like about this book. It just was incredibly boring, incredibly slow burn. It is about two people who share a flat, but they never meet each other, and it goes on for months. It's like almost over a year. It's just very slow, very long, very boring. But the biggest issue was this book wanted to be a rom-com, but all the jokes weren't funny. Um, and that just made it kind of like painful to read. I was like, oh, I just wish all these jokes were not in here. The worst joke is on page 309 to have evidence. Let's see. Leon is a doctor, and one of the doctors is joking around. I always assumed Leon didn't like anyone who didn't have a terminal illness. It's like, how am I supposed to laugh at that? So it was a lot of jokes. It was like, there was like a that's what she said joke. It was just like, all the jokes were really bad. So if the jokes were taken out of this book, it could be like 4 stars, but I give it a 3. The humor was just not funny at all, but it just really wanted to be funny. But yeah, the writing is decent, so I give it a 3 stars, but I do not recommend this book. So the next book is The Kiss Quotient. This book is about a woman who hires a male prostitute to teach her the ways of the bedroom. This book, it took me a while to get on board with the plot, but I did come to love the author's writing. So for that reason, it's like a 3.7. And it's kind of insta love, so you kind of have to be to that. But yeah, I really liked the writing. I liked the characters she created. It's kind of hard to like the female lead a little bit, but after a while, I read it so fast. I read everything fast this month except for this book. This is like the only book I didn't enjoy. I just really want to read books that I enjoy, and that's like why I do a lot of research before I read a book. But I think with the tropes, yeah, the tropes are just mainly into love. There is miscommunication, which was a bit annoying in this book. But yeah, I really liked. This is a fun read, really fast, and I really enjoy the writing. Yeah. So yeah, I would recommend if you like spice. If you don't, then you're not gonna like it. So yeah, that's 3.7. And take a hit, not a hit, a hint, Dani Brown. This is 5 stars for me. This is by Talia Hibbert. I read it in like 2 days, but I could have read it in 1 day. Yeah, it's a super fast read. So like I have to go talk about. I think it's mainly 2 things I didn't like. This is fake dating, which just fake dating is not really something that happens with people who are actually attracted to each other in real life. That's just. Ooh, there's a hummingbird outside. Anyway, fake dating is just not real with like two people that are attracted to each other. That just doesn't really happen in real life. But I like this author so much that I kind of like overlooked that. I'm like, okay, fine. So the probably a gripe I had was that it has a lot of social media posts throughout the book, and then that got really annoying by the end. So those are my two like criticisms of this book. So, but it's still 5 stars. But it's so fast. I really enjoyed it. Loved the characters. Basically, these are the two leads. They know each other at work, and one day, there's an event that happens, and people think that they're dating, so they decide to kind of go along with it and create like a ruse that they are dating, which is interesting, but then it turns to a friends with benefits thing, because Danny is not really into relationships, but what is it saying? Zaf is like, he's like more into her than like she is to him, basically. So I don't know, this was just really fun, really enjoyable, and yeah, if you like spice, I guess everything I read was like pretty spicy. But yeah, I highly recommend. Yeah, I haven't read the other books by Talia Hibbert yet, so I definitely want to read like the other Brown Sisters books. But I heard like some people think this is the best one. I've only read one, but so far I agree. So I'm also reading the sequel to Secretly Yours, Unfortunately Yours. And then I'll probably be done with that today or tomorrow. And it is, I don't know, I'm kind of maybe liking it more than this, but I haven't read the end of this sequel yet. So basically, Unfortunately Yours is about Julian's, this guy's sister, who enters a marriage of convenience with this Navy SEAL named August, and they're like enemies. They're not enemies. They're just people who had a bad first impression of each other. And Natalie convinces August to enter a marriage of convenience with her because this is a very common marriage of convenience trope. But if she gets married, she has access to her inheritance, which she wants to use for a hedge fund in New York. So, like, I don't know. Something about Tessa Bailey's writing is just, I just read these so quickly. Like, all I need is like a day or two. So, I don't know. I just get like pulled in. But yeah, I'll definitely be done with that like today or tomorrow. But I like it so far. This book, Julian is very like, you know, you can see how like stuffy he is. He's like dressed up, very like regimented with himself, very like resisting temptation. And then with Unfortunately Yours, like the guy, August, is more into the girl. So it's like, it's a different energy. But I like the sort of enemies, like they kind of tease each other a lot, which is like, different than this book. So if you have more marriage of convenience recommendations, let me know. So that was a very romance heavy month. So yeah, I'm going to add the books that I'm gonna read for the last few days of July in the next video. And then I'll probably have a TBR video because I want to like compare what I think before I read a book to what after I read the book. So I'm very excited to do that. So thank you so much for watching. Don't worry, we'll have different genres next time. I'm gonna read like a sci-fi book next month, so there'll be more variety. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.